Hello everyone. Today we shall look into the topic grammar translation method made easy just for you. So now we shall look into the formal definition of this particular method. Grammar translation method is a method of foreign or second language teaching which uses translation and grammar study as main teaching and learning activities. It is much important to know about the history when you learn about a particular method. So, grammar translation method is the oldest method of teaching. The grammar translation method is a foreign language teaching method, and that is why it is known as classical method, or it is also known as traditional method. I will tell you why it is a classical or a traditional method, because this was the method of teaching languages like Greek and Latin. So, Greek and Latin were the oldest languages being considered, and when you teach a particular language with this method, then that method is also considered as a classical method. So, this method has been used from the classical times to translate the classical languages like Latin and Greek. Okay, so Latin and Greek are considered as classical languages, and this method, when you teach those languages, it is also known as classical method. So this is why it got the name. Now when you look into the method, before English became an important world language, Latin and Greek were very popular and were taught through this particular method. So as I told you, it was used to teach Greek and Latin languages, as they were the oldest languages considered. So the same method was followed for teaching English because of the popularity of the method. So the scholars like Karl Plotz, Meidinger and Ollendorff, they popularized this method with their own materials, with their own perspectives in the 18th century. So the fact that this method has been dominant since the 1700s to the present day is a proof of its popularity, and it is known among the teachers of English as well. Now we shall look into the objectives of grammar translation method. The first objective is to read literature written in the target language. The next objective, to translate one language to another. And the third objective is to develop the reading and writing skills. There were also many, but they were considered as the main objectives. Now we shall look into the language use of this particular method. So when you look into this, you have to know two important things. First is L1 and the next is L2. What is L1 and L2? L1 is language 1 and L2 is language 2, which is L1 is your native language and L2 is your target language. So what is the use of language 1, which is a native language? So the classes are conducted in the native language, which is the classroom instructions will also be taught, and you will give the teacher will give the instructions in the native language. So what is L2 use? The foreign language use is limited here, which is also a drawback of this particular method, where critics pointed out, they kept on pointing out when there is the limited use of foreign language, what is the use of this particular method? And they considered it as a failure. What are the main features of this grammar translation method? Grammar rules are important for learning a language, and so they are taught directly in the English classes. So the translation of English into the learner's mother tongue helps them to understand English better and learn its grammar. So translation forms the main part of this particular method. Next, the written form of English is more important than the spoken form, and so the literary texts are used as materials for teaching to give focus on the written form. Next, oral skills are clearly neglected and little attention is paid to pronunciation practice. Of course, when oral skills are neglected, then you will have no focus on the pronunciation as well, which is a fact. Reading and writing skills are paid more attention to rather than listening and speaking, as it is noted that reading and writing are important and listening and speaking are less important here. So now we shall look into the principles of this particular grammar translation method. First one, the goal of foreign language study is to learn a language in order to read its literature. Of course, to read all those literary texts, you will need a particular foreign language method. Next, vocabulary and grammar are given focus. Okay, so vocabulary selection and the words that are taught through bilingual word list, dictionary study, and memorization. So, bilingual word list is same as that of English to your native language dictionary, English to Tamil dictionary, English to Hindi dictionary. So, that is the bilingual word list. And the accuracy is much emphasized when you are learning the grammatical rules. Of course, accuracy will be at the top. Grammar is taught deductively, that is, students are given grammar rules and examples and are told to memorize them, and they are asked to apply the rules to other examples. For example, keep it this way: the birds fly. The pattern of it is, the sentence pattern is SV. Okay, so the birds fly, the sentence pattern is SV. This is one example. I am applying the same rule SV to another example, the dog bark. So that would also have the sentence pattern ESV. So I am applying one rule to another example which also comes correct. Okay. So the student's native language is the medium of instruction, which is much easy for the students to get understanding power. So now we shall look into the classroom techniques followed in the grammar translation method. The first one is the role of the teacher and the student. Of course, the role of teacher is also important, the role of student is also important, and they are essential for any other method also. The next is the translation of literary passage as the main classroom activity. So this one you would have come across in your school days. Everyone would have come across, where your teacher points out a person and asks him or her to read a particular passage, and she would give the translation of that particular passage, what it deals about. So that is the translation activity. And the next is the reading comprehension activity, where you will be given a passage and below that you will be asked several questions, maybe 5 to 10 questions, or even you will have faced in all your exams. And based on the passage you will be asked the questions, whether it is twisted or direct, that is your concern. And the next is the vocabulary activity and grammar activities that would develop your vocabulary and grammar skills even. So these are the classroom techniques followed in the grammar translation method. Now we shall look into the advantages and disadvantages of the grammar translation method, which you would come to know from the teachings that has been taught before. So we shall look into the advantages first. The first language is maintained as a reference system in learning the second language, where when you don't know the meaning in the second language, then you can go into the first language as a reference system, then you can understand things better. And the next is the comparison between two languages would give a better understanding of the meaning of a sentence. Of course, the same. Next is the systematic study of grammatical rules play an important role, which would give you an accuracy. And the translation is the easiest way of explaining things and from one language into another. So the teacher and students will have an easier communication without any barriers. Of course, when there are advantages, there would also be disadvantages. We shall look into them one by one. When you give an overemphasis on translation, so there will be a greater dependency of your native language. You cannot do anything without your native language. So there would be an dependency level. And the grammar translation they overemphasis on reading and writing skills, and they neglect the listening and speaking skills. So in today's era, when you ask me if grammar translation method will help me during this era, then I would cannot say 100%, because listening and speaking skills are much important. When you go to an interview, of course the speaking skill is much tested nowadays, where when there is no fluency level, then there is no speaking skill, then there is no job for you. So I would not suggest grammar translation method in today's era. And memorizing grammar rules, grammar rules are which are more boring to students nowadays, and you cannot force a person to learn all those grammar rules. So, and there is also no scope for effective communication. And these are the disadvantages. So advantages and disadvantages are there for all the methods. Okay.